Yeah. 11th of July, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora. Hello again.
Welcome back, Lou.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay. We're ready to go. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so okay, so let's keep reading. At least we could do that. And okay, so yesterday we did something that we skipped over. And so the next thing is what we already did before. So really we could skip over it now. The Amalei Rav Hanania L'Rabba, Tani the Messiah, with the case with the Suffolk Pidyon Peter Chamor. So at the end of the day, we came out that the din of Pidyon Peter Chamor, as comes out from the Mishnah, will seem to be saying that we have a proof that the tfisa of a Kohen will not avail in the case of a Suffolk Bechor. Okay, so we're not going to go over that one again because that'll take the whole time. So let's go to something else. Let's go to what the Gemora says after that. The Gemora is now going to push away that proof that we saw from the din of Bechor. Amalei Abaye. So Amalei Abaye can be found about 10 lines from the bottom of the page. And the first word in the line is bimamono.
Amalei Abaye e mishum ha.
Right.
Okay, so that's on 6B2, left-hand column, bottom of the column.
Okay. Okay, we have everybody here. Phil is, I guess he's temporarily away. I mean, I see him.
No, I just forgot to put the whatchamacallit on. I forgot to turn on the camera.
Oh, okay.
You know, that I've been here. I just forgot.
Good morning. Good morning, Phil.
Now you could see me. Before I was there.
We're happy that you're here. We're happy that everybody is here. Baruch Hashem. Okay. Baruch Hashem. Okay, so we're going to read from Amalei Abaye. This is around 10 lines from the bottom of the page. In other words, 10 lines up from the bottom of the 6B. The first word in the line is b'mamona. Okay, so Roy, would you like to start?
Okay. Amalei Abaye said to, and this was to Rav Hanania, E Mishum ha, mishum ha. Oops. Oh, where am I going? On the basis of this Mishnah, lo to say lama, this Mishnah, you cannot support the position of master rabba. And what do you call it? The editor goes and says it could be argued that contrary to Rabba's position, a Kohen is empowered to seize a questionable bechor. Nevertheless, the Mishnah rules that a Yisrael ties his questionable redemption lambs together with other animals. There's no concern that this might result in the Yisrael exempting his property from animal ties obligation with the property of a Kohen. I have to look at that again. Hacha b'may asakanan. For what are we dealing with here? Began delay elo tasha bahu. We are dealing with a case where the Israel has only 9 newborn lambs, and this one, the questionable redemption lamb, Ramah Nafshach. In such a case, he's got nine newborn lambs, and this one, that's the questionable lamb. So he's got 10 altogether. Demay Nafshach. In such a case, he ties the questionable redemption lamb with his other lambs, because however you want to view the situation, says our scroll, whether the disputed lamb belongs to him or not, it will not transpire that he exempts his property from the animal tithe obligation with the property of a Kohen. If he is obligated to tithe the lambs for all 10, including the disputed one belonging to him, Shafir Kal Ma'aseh, he is tithing properly. Love ba chayuvo, and if he is not obligated to tithe the lambs, for the disputed lamb belongs to the Kohen, he has not at his property from the animal tithe obligation, says that scroll. Tisha lau bo surah, because 9 animals are not subject to tithing.
Okay.
Doesn't own us, he's not, can't tithe.
Okay, so what's the being said over here? He's restricting the case of the brisa that's talking about the tithing of the animals. So remember, we're using this one animal that was this one sheep or lamb that was used to redeem the suffix Peter Chamor. So so we said the other day that if that donkey was really needed pidyon, because it was really a bechor, that was our suffix. We didn't know whether it was the firstborn of its mother or not. But on the side that it is, so the pidyon that's performed with the lamb that takes that makes the animal now the chamor, now it could be used because it's now redeemed of its kedusha. So now that animal belongs to the Kohen, has to be given to the Kohen. So if that would be so then he doesn't belong to this Yisrael who's doing the tithing. The Yisrael over here, on the other hand, he's got these animals, and he's using this lamb is his 10th lamb. Otherwise, he doesn't have enough lambs to do the Ma'aser Behema. And so, if that animal belongs to the Kohen, so he doesn't really have enough lambs to do the tithing. He's only got 9, and need 10 to do the tithing, and the 10th one is Kodesh. But like this, he doesn't have 9, and so there's no tithing. No tithing is obligatory. We're gonna have to come back and see why it is that means that the proof that we said before is rejected. But that's what's going on over here. On the other hand, if the animal really, if that donkey was not a bechor, so then that animal did not become that lamb did not become the property of the Kohen. It remains with the Yisrael, and then he needs to do so then this 10th animal will form the 10 animals that need tithing, and so then the tithing process will work. So that's what Abai is saying over here to Rabbi Hananya, to take down Rabbi Hananya's proof that when a Kohen seizes a questionable animal, I forgot what it is that he was proving over here, because we didn't see it really for 2 days. Rabbi Hananya said he's got to prove that the tfisa will not help. The Kohen's grabbing will not avail him of the animal. We'll say we'll say give it back. In other words, okay. So how this has to do with it, I don't know. It's not immediately apparent to me. So let's see if Rashi helps us out over here. Hopefully Rashi will help us out. By is rejecting the proof. There is no proof. Let's see. Rashi. I guess the first Rashi that we have is in Bar Chiyuva. In Bar Chiyuva.
Bar Chiyuva.
Who?
In Bar Chiyuva. Who? If he's somebody who's chayav. I Gavra Bar Chiyuva. If this person was a Bar Chiyuva who Asuri Pidyon.
I Gavra Bar Chiyuva.
Love Pidyon Peter Chamor. Okay, so if he's not a Bar Chiyuva, him on the 10th, this pidyon of this redemption of this lav pidyon pederechav. So this is not considered. It's not considered the opening of the womb from it. It's not considered his firstborn. Who hare yesh lo, because he has lo yesh loyim. He has already these 10 lambs. The chayav asram, and he's chayav on the 10th. Shapir Kemaser is good. The 10 is good like Meiser.
Right. So Rashi's just Baruch Hashem, we already mentioned all these things that Rashi's mentioning over here. He's just mentioning the cheshbon, that if that chamor was not a bechor, so then the tle that was used in the pidyon didn't do anything, because just restating what I already said before and what you read from Rashi. So that'll be 3 times. So we'll get it with 3 times, right? So therefore that animal does not belong to the Kohen, the tle that was used in the pidyon, because that's the din of the pidyon petra chamor, that if it's a real pidyon, because the chamor is a real bechor, so then that animal that was used for the pidyon now goes to the Kohen. It's the property of the Kohen. But because he's now got the kedusha, so to speak, of the chamor, and that kedusha that belongs to that is the moment of the Kohen. But here we're saying, if in fact he wasn't the bechor, and so therefore the tle that was used did not go to the Kohen. So who does it belong to? It belongs to this Yisrael, and this Yisrael is using that animal, which was a suffix, to do his ma'aser behemoth. It was the 10th animal, and so then the pidyon works. Not the pidyon. I'm sorry. The ma'asering works, and he did a good ma'asering. Right? The Reb Hananya said, how could you meiser with this suffix animal? It's a suffix, but maybe it belongs to the Kohen. So we're saying, okay, let's look at it. On the side that it doesn't belong to the Kohen, what do you got here? You got a very good tithing. Yeah. Now let's go to the next Rashi. How do we understand on the other side? The other side seems to be the problem. The problem is that if the animal was that donkey, if it was a bechor, and so therefore this animal, this tle that was used in the pidyon of that chamor, now that animal goes from being property of the Yisrael to being the property of the Kohen. That's the Kohen's now for the taking. Belongs to him. So now so therefore he can't. On that side, how could he use that animal as the 10th animal for his ma'aser behemoth? That animal doesn't belong to him. He's only got 9 animals. And 9 animals you have no obligation to do tithing on. Okay, so how does that solve the problem, though? That's what I don't get. Let's see if Rashi helps us out. Or if he's going to just say the same thing that I said, I'm going to be very unhappy. Okay, hopefully he'll add. Lou, you want to take the next Rashi? Ilav bar chiyuvahu.
Where is it on the page?
Oh, the Rashi is if you take a look at Rashi, except for the top 4. Oh, you want to?
The Gemora ends. Go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines in Rashi. After the Gemora, after the bottom of the Gemora, when it starts widening out.
Esau Kadaisa?
No, we'll keep going. Go down another. Keep going. You got 1, 2, a few more lines down. 1, 2, 3, 4 more lines down.
Who?
Elav bar chiyuvahu.
Elav bar chiyuvahu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shepidyon zeh shel kohen lo pater le miyadei the chashia.
That's not Tasha. That's 9. Tasha.
The Tasha Lav B'nai Asori Ninahu. So let's see. the deposit, this deposit of the Kohen is not
Redemption.
Shut the fan.
a redemption. This redemption
Okay.
of the Kohen
Redemption.
is not exempt because, or according to I don't know what Kashia is.
Tasha, 9. It's the fact that it's only 9 of them. You know, it's not really subject to Meiser. Only when you have 10, you have 9.
Oh,
9 are
we're talking
9 are not.
this lamb, this 10th lamb, which is suffix, is not subject to Meiser because we only have 9 lambs that are known. It's not in the category of being forbidden, asure.
Of 10. Esther is 10. It's part of the 10 category.
It's not in the category of being the 10th. So he's not obligated because this 10th lamb is not considered to be his.
Well, I got mixed up over here. What are we going over here? Ilav bar chiyuvahu. If it is not obligated, says Rashi, shepidyon zeh shel Cohen. This pidyon of the Cohen lo pater le midi did not achieve any exemption. The Tesha Lav B'nei Asuri Ninhu. That 9 doesn't make 10. Wow. Okay, Rashi. Thank you.
Well, 9 does not make 10.
Rashi is telling us that 9 is not the same as 10.
We need Rashi to tell us that. Wow, I don't know why Rashi even spoke over here.
No, he's telling us that there's one animal that's in doubt. If we say that the Kohen is the owner of this one animal, then the Yisrael does not own 10. He only owns 9, and 9 is not the same as 10. Therefore, he's not chayev to tithe.
Yeah, what's hanging me up over here is this: what Rashi says over here. First of all, ilav bar chiyuva hu. If it is not a bar chiyuva, if it is not obligated, he or it is not obligated. Who is that referring to?
That's referring to the Israel.
Okay. If he is not obligated and he's not obligated in this Meiser Behemoth ceremony that he's going through over here, because he doesn't have 10, he's got only 9 animals, because the 10th animal belongs to the Kohen. So if that's what Rashi's saying, Rashi says, Shepidyon zeh shel Kohen. The pigeon, this pigeon here belongs to the Kohen. This tle was which redeemed the firstborn donkey, who was actually a firstborn, if he was a firstborn. So then the tle, he redeemed him. And so that Taleb belongs to the Kohen now. So now what Rashi says, Lav Pater le Midi. He didn't exempt anything. Here I got hung up because I thought he's talking about the chamor. He did exempt the chamor. He did remove the chamor from its kedusha, but he didn't remove himself from the any obligation of Ma'aser Behema, because Tesha, because he only had 9, and the Lav B'nei Asuri Ninhu, they were not a group of 10. He had no group of 10 to redeem. Okay, all right. So Rashi just told us what we already hashed out before a couple of times.
Right.
What we don't quite understand is so therefore what? So therefore, what are we saying as a result of this? This what Abaye is saying to Rav Hananya is supposed to take down the proof, the support of Rav Hananya. What was Rav Hananya? He was using the case of this Mishnah with the Bechoros, the Sveikos, to bring us support. What was his support? Support for what? Forgot all the steps over here. Support for that a Kohen who seizes a Suffolk Bechor, his seizing will not avail him of the animal. It won't. So I'm not sure how this takes down we don't. It's because we don't really know what was the proof. If we knew what the proof was, we could see from this case why this case is taking down the proof. In other words, we were saying that there was a proof because like this. Okay, that Mishnah was saying that the Suffolk animal goes into the deer for to be used as Ma'aser Behema. So how could it be? How could it go in there to be used for Ma'aser Behema? He's using one animal which is not definitely his to do the mitzvah of Ma'aser Behema and exempt the other 9 animals with the 10th animal, which is Kaddish. But he can't do that because this animal doesn't necessarily belong to him. It's a suffix altogether. So what did that prove?
It proves that it belongs to him.
In this tle. This proves that the Kohen has no part in. He has no zechia in this tle. And if he would take it, he would grab this tle. We would take it away from him. So it's regarded as being in the possession and the ownership of the Israel completely. And that's the only reason why he could use that animal as a to make his Ma'aser Behema. Okay. Okay, so that's what we wanted to prove from Rav Hananya. And Abaye is saying, no, you don't have any proof of that. You don't have any proof that it belongs to the Israel. It's how is it? What is it doing? We're talking about the case where he doesn't have. He only has 9 animals that he definitely owns, and he has this one animal that was used in the pidyon of the Suffolk Bechor Chamor. So he says, Mamad Shach. What you want to know why it is that he's putting this animal into the group of 10? Because Mamad Shach, whichever way you look at it, it's not a problem. If you say that the animal belongs there because the animal wasn't the chamor wasn't a bechor, so then it works perfectly. It works perfectly. There's 10 animals that belong to the Yisrael, and great. So it was a good pidyon. So we understand why he was brought into the group. But if he's not, so nothing happened. Ilav bar chiyuvahu. So then Teshalav bar asirininu. He wasn't obligated to do Ma'aser Behema. He only had 9 animals, and therefore there's not any concern in this. This is what the Gemara wants to come out with this, and therefore there's not any concern with putting that Suffolk animal into the to go into the thing to do the Ma'aser Behema. Because if it doesn't belong to him, if this animal really doesn't belong to him, in Shemayim they know that it doesn't belong to him, let's say. So that means that that all he has is 9, and they're not chayav and meiser. Oh, and he didn't use. That was the problem. The Gemara is saying, how could you? The question, you didn't quite understand the question. Here's the question. The problem was that the Gemara was asking, how can you use somebody else's animal to exempt your other animals? And so the answer is no. There's no such a thing. You're not using somebody else's animal to exempt your animals. If that 10th animal belongs to the Israel, so it's his animal, and he's exempting his animals with his animal. And if it's not his animal, so then he's not obligated to. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. There's no exemption that's taking place because he doesn't need to do any exemption. So either way, he's not using somebody else. He's not using the Kohen's animal to exempt his own animals. That was the way the Gemora understood the problem. And like that, we don't have any proof of what's the din if the Kohen takes this Suffolk animal. Okay, we got that.
But I thought the question was, is the Kohen allowed to seize the lamb?
No, that was never the question. We never asked the question, is he allowed to do it? The only question that we asked was, if he does it, we're not saying he's allowed to do it. If he does it, do we take it away from him? That's the question. Maybe that's what you meant. But I'm being very exacting in your words.
No, I thought this goes back to the question of seizing in the case of our talus, and we're trying to show that the Kohen is not allowed to seize the animal. So I'm confused.
Okay, so when we have a suffix, when we have an animal that's a suffix bechor, right? We know an animal which is definitely a bechor. We know for a fact that it's the firstborn of its mother. So then that is a definite bechor. That definitely belongs to the Kohen.
And he can seize it.
If he seizes it, he could keep it. Now, why do I say if he seizes it? Because the truth of the matter is that it's really the Yisrael's choice to give it to the Kohen of his choice. He doesn't have to give it to this Kohen. Maybe he doesn't like this Kohen. Maybe this Kohen is obnoxious. And you could certainly think that he is, because look what he did. He grabbed the guy's animal. So we're not talking about whether this Kohen is allowed to do what he did. The question is that if though this animal is a bechor, it belongs to the Kohanim. It belongs to the Kohanim. And if this guy is a Kohen, we won't be able to take it away from him. Because he's a Kohen.
Even though he shouldn't have seized it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he should have, even if this animal is definitely bechor, I don't think he should have taken it, because the Yisrael has a schus to give it to the Kohen that he wants to give it to.
Right.
He doesn't have to give it to this Kohen. So in other words, we're talking about a b'diavad situation. What do we do in a case where the Kohen went ahead and grabbed this animal? Now the question is, though, are we going to take it away from him, or are we not going to take it away from him? If it definitely was a bechor, then there's no question that we don't take it away from him. But the question is like this. In this case that we're talking about, where we don't know for a fact that the animal was a bechor, maybe it was a bechor, maybe it was, but maybe it wasn't. Now, in that case, the Kohen comes along and grabs it. Are we going to say, hey, this animal, it was in the possession of this Yisrael, and maybe he owns it? So the Kohen says, hey, maybe he owns it and maybe he doesn't own it. Maybe I'm the one. Maybe it belongs to the Kohanim. So it's the whole thing is a question over here. Should we take it away from the Kohen and give it back to the Yisrael? We don't even know that it belongs to the Yisrael either, right? Because we don't really know whether this animal is a Kohen. We know that he's not a Kohen. This animal for sure is not a Kohen, but he might be a bechor.
So don't we say Hamotzi Chaveru Alav Haraya?
Oh, so that's another reason. That's another reason why we should say that he doesn't have a schus to take it, and he shouldn't have done so initially, because he has no proof that it belongs to him. But once he's done it, are we going to invoke that principle of Motzi Mechaver Alav Haraya and take it away from him? We don't know that it. We don't. Maybe it belongs. He is just as. He's just as much. It's just as possible that he is the owner as the Yisrael that we would give it back to.
Right. So do we say now that he's in possession, Hamotzi Chaveru Alav Haraya applies to him?
Right? Or that's the question. Or maybe not. Maybe we say, look, you can't grab it like that.
Right.
Okay.
Thank
This
you.
very good, everybody. Ashikoyach.
Thank you. See you tomorrow, Matt Hashem.
See you tomorrow.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to Phil.
Shabbos, Phil.
Good job.
All right.
Shabbos to Phil.